Herbie, I don't know what you did. We seen your excitement, but we're not hearing anything.
No. See, I ain't seen nothing yet. I just doing this. Three.
Oh, okay, I hear you. I hear you.
Three. There is something, eh? I'm gonna say it now. I don't care. I don't care if I get blight. I don't care. We are going to win the flipping league. Carrick is gonna win. It's gonna win. It's gonna win every game. Every
Twen-
game he's gonna win. 21 is
21 is
21
coming.
coming. Carrick at the wheel, boy. Carrick at the wheel. You understand?
Carrick at the wheel. Carrick at the wheel.
Dog, let me tell you something, eh? I don't know. I am gonna be a nastiness for the next 3 months. I don't care. I don't care. Give me work. I don't care. Give me work. I don't care. Fire one, all the hurts, all the pain. I am in love again. I'm in love again. Give me work.
I
Give
don't
me
see
work.
we bringing in J-Bone.
Yes.
Yeah, why the audio song is so low?
Oh,
Nah,
now,
man, everybody good here.
yeah.
So clean your wax. You stop expecting too much. I mean, by all them speakers and them when you night come.
No, I barely hear it all there, so that I put the phone close to my ears, and that's normally that not normal.
No, but be good because I'm hearing everyone. But anyway,
Peoples, welcome to the United Hour. Since we
You
didn't
seen
start
it,
off
right?
the show
Well, I seen
properly.
it, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, man.
Well, I seen it, right?
yeah,
Once everybody seen it, all they hear me good?
Very
yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Right, we seen it and we hearing it.
yeah.
MUFC Trinbago. We have to say Carrick is the boss. They have to give Carrick a contract now. They have to.
Mm.
They have to give Carrick a contract now. 3 wins in a row? Come on. What you want again? What you want again?
Well,
And Fulham is always a tough game for us. For some reason, Fulham. I pulled up this stat today, right? And there's a lot. There's something that a lot of people don't know. Fulham is the oldest London club, right? In the history of football. You all can Google it. Anybody who viewing right now on YouTube, on Instagram, whatever. You all can try to debate me on that stat. Fulham is the oldest London club in the history of football. Right?
all right. And was the so what is the extra?
I hear all that. I hear all that.
No,
All that,
I
let's say
don't know.
about that.
Like, no, I mean, but what is the point? What is the point of Fulham being the oldest club? What's the point? I don't know.
Yeah, Fulham being the oldest club really matters not.
No.
Hopefully J-Bone will get his audio sorted out. Message him on his side and tell him use a headset. Use a wired headset that might help his cause. Yes, so to have to agree with you, and I have to agree with J-Bone that I think the club should seriously consider giving Carrick the permanent job. Because at the end of the day, we have been saying for months that this team needs an overhaul. That Manchester United needs an overhaul, that we had to spend a lot of money in the summer, that we have a lot of work to do. And here comes a manager that is able to use the pieces that we have presently and get a tune out of them. Right? By playing a brand of football that we are familiar with. And I say we are talking about the fans, and I'm even talking about the players. The players obviously take to the brand of football very well, but the fans, we are familiar with this brand of football. And so from a business perspective, I think it'll save money if we give Carrick the permanent job. from a player turnover perspective, now don't get me wrong, I still think that we need to get rid of some players. There are still some players that are going to be exiting, and we still need to improve the squad. But, and also from a youth perspective, I think we are more likely to see more young players coming up to the academy under this managerial regime than under another one. So, from a business perspective, because they'll end up spending less money
Correct.
in the summer,
Correct. They need to give him the job. They need to give him the job.
Carrick.
Give him the job and done. It don't make no sense. It's him.
You need to let me finish my point, bro. You can't just be talking over people when you have stuff to say out of wait. Right? So, from a managerial perspective, from a money perspective, Carrick is the man. From a player perspective, the players when men like Leacher come out, Martinez come out and say, well, yeah, the man touched me. He have me playing for him. When we see what Bruno is doing, when we see how people run out there and play, when we see what Sesko is able to do, Cunha, I'm sure Cunha didn't like being on the bench for the first 2 games, but he came off the bench and he performed. You know what I mean? He started today and he performed. He getting a tune out of these players. The players like it. The fans are energized. I think the board and this kind of waiting, because the closer it gets to the World Cup, if what we were hearing was true, that we're looking for certain coaches and all of them in the World Cup, then how long we going to wait to get a coach? We're going to wait until after the World Cup, until men come home, until men need, and then even as a coach, if you don't go deep, you need to defrost. If you go deep, you need to defrost. If you go deep and you win, well, when we go in and get a permanent manager, boy, by the start of next season, I think we just need to recognize, and some people might look at the history and say, oh, Ole my ass. Ole was a good permanent appointment. And I don't mean Ole my ass in a bad way. I mean, Ole was a good permanent appointment. Ole statistically was the best manager we had since Sir Alex Ferguson. Yes, we reached a lot of finals and we didn't win, but he was a good managerial appointment. He came in, he showed something, and they hired him. And if Carrick has already shown something, and if they hire him, I would not be preoccupied with the past. And Ole, and we don't want to make the same mistake twice, because I don't see Ole as a mistake. The only mistake I saw was allowing player power to get us to fire Ole. That was the mistake. The mistake wasn't hiring Ole. Ole gave us some of the best memories and the best football we've seen since Alex. The mistake was firing Ole. Yeah, J-Board. You can jump in now.
All right, so as I was saying, we need to give him that job. Give him that year. Give him a year contract.
Yeah, boy. Kind of thing is that. That's 10 days.
1 year.
In football,
1 year.
Men doesn't give 1 year.
You see how Cunha played today?
I will be saying.
You saw how Cunha played today?
Man, a proper contract.
It doesn't matter that because Cunha wasn't playing like that before. You know why? Because Anarim chose to bench him a lot of the times when he should have been started. All right? Cunha and a lot of the other players, Diallo, a lot of the players that he was benching, they started today and they played their ass off for the game, for the team. I won't say for the game, for the team. They did that because they know how. You saw how Fulham was playing. Fulham was playing 100% football.
Fulham in the top half of the table for a reason. Fulham actually look good.
Fulham was playing top tier football. Yeah. The defending was exceptional in my eyes. Although we scored 3 goals on them, but Their defense was exceptional in my view. That way to say for a team that conceded 3 goals, but their defense was exceptional.
And the
Their
goalkeeper
defense
was good too because they could have get about 6.
correct. Their defense was exceptional. You can't deny that. They played proper football. They played proper defensive football. They played proper attacking football. And then when I saw the 9 minutes at the time, I was like, oh my God. 9 minutes. Like 9 minutes. Like they got Fergie. They got Fergie time in
13.
they got Fergie time in Old Trafford. That was crazy for me.
How much time did they end up getting? 13 in all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
12 and a half.
Yeah.
But it could have easily swing a 3-all. That's how dread Fulham is. As I said, they are the first London football club. Before Arsenal, before anybody. So that just means to say that's why they play how they play. They play a football that all the farmers, all the livestock owners, everybody on that side of London that just, they own cows and dogs and wherever. That they know that kind of football. That's how long they play football. 1867 or something like that. Right? That's how long they play in football. So that's how we have a problem with them for the last 5 years. Anytime we play for Fulham, it has always been a 1-goal differential. Right?
Even before.
Yeah,
Fulham is a top tier
problem.
team. And I'm not talking about this season, how they managed to be in the top half of the table. But in general, Fulham is a team you don't want to play.
Yeah.
Anybody could dispute what I'm saying or agree with what I'm saying.
Especially us. They have been a problem team for us for a little while. They've always given us problems within the last few years.
They always been every encounter we had with them for the last 10 years.
Very important to ask. Where you all drinking glasses? This is not Old Talk.
This is Old Talk. Sorry.
Yeah, right here.
I want to know where's the rum? Man,
Is it just you? No, not just you.
No, this is me since 10 o'clock this morning. I've been watching this game. I wasn't drinking yet. I was just watching the game and enjoying the quality of football. Honestly speaking, if it didn't have no VR, and I want to make this a very clear point to everybody, a very, very clear point. Had it had no VR, that goal would have stood. Because it was just a shoulder that was offside, right?
Had it had no VAR, we would have.
Yeah, that goal would have stood, and it would have been a 2-all, and it would have been a whole different game. It would have been a totally different game.
Had it had no VAR, we would have had a penalty. Remember,
that's subjective. That's subjective to the
no,
referee.
It's not subjective. The ref called penalty. VAR take it away. So if it had no VAR, the goal would have stood. We would have got a penalty. Goals win matches. Who's to say what would happen if Bruno would get a penalty and it was 2-0?
And I say, in my opinion, and I being unbiased as I trying to be as unbiased as I could, I think that wasn't a penalty. In my opinion.
The man get fouled in the box, I would have considered it soft.
I do think it was a foul. To me. And as a Manchester United fan, you say I have my jersey, I have my UFC hat. But to be honest, Chad, 10 years ago, that wasn't going to get called as a penalty. You know that. You know that.
It gets turned over today, so it's not. I'm not fighting on the call. No, I'm just saying that if it didn't have VAR, we'd have a penalty.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, if it didn't have VAR, remember he was offside by the shoulder, right? So that's about less than a meter. That's less than a meter, right? That's less than a meter, right? That's offside.
I'm not disagreeing with your point. Your point is correct. If it didn't have VAR, they would have a goal. But if it didn't have VAR, we would have a penalty. So it cancel each other off. It really didn't matter. So we all think that Carrick should get a permanent job.
Well,
I wanna ask a question. What there's a lot of talk has come up about Ineos and Glazers, and I think the feeling is because Ineos failed to support Amarin, the people who found Amarin should be on the door. I think a lot of people are looking at it as, and then also too, Ineos is going through some financial challenges as a company. I think a lot of people starting to get the impression that, maybe this is just Glazers 2.0, right? It's just you come in here and you're not really injecting the funds. We hear a lot of new stadium talk, a lot of fluff and stuff. But when it comes down to it, you hire people who supposed to know about football. They injecting themselves into the football. It still seems very chaotic in the back room, even though we have football people running things now. It still seems very chaotic. So but to me, I would say Ineos has got it right. And why I say Ineos has got it right is that you hire a manager, he decided things wasn't going well, you fired him, and once they hire Carrick permanently, I would say Ineos has got it right. Because at the end of the day, the manager carousel is always there's no guarantee that the manager you hire is going to be successful for you. Look at Real Madrid and Alonso. There's no guarantee. We always as fans we get hyped for any manager. And I think because Carrick was here before on an interim basis and as an assistant, we wasn't that hyped for Carrick. We hyped now. But at the appointment of Carrick didn't hype us up. But really and truly, if they take Carrick on permanently, I think that is the right move. And you had to gain your props for eventually reaching the right decision. Even though it took a long time.
Yeah. True. I mean, yes, it's vibes and yes, it's hype. But I think what you were saying about Ole was kind of correct as well. I think they didn't really back Ole, like they were supposed to, because if you believe the rumors, Ole was trying to get Haaland before he became Haaland. He was trying to get Jude. He was trying to get Rice before they became big names. But they gave him Ronaldo and Varane and whoever else, and it was and so my hope is that if they do give the Carrick, they have to back him. And I mean, the same way how they back Amram, because they did, to be fair. Let's all be fair. They did back Amram. They did. All right?
There are no more transfers to be made. Right? Today is the 31st. Today is the 1st of February.
No, I'm talking about in summer. In the summer. If they give him the job, they have. I don't doubt that they will back him. I think they will back him. You understand?
But the next thing with Carrick, as I say, is that I don't think Carrick going to look to do an overhaul of the team.
No, I think you would run with the team as they are. That's what I think you would do, and that is what we need. We need somebody who can come in and work with what we have and make shit happen, and he has been doing that.
So they're not going to have to spend a lot of money in the summer. So from my money perspective, as I say, Carrick is the man. Doctor is in the house, boy. Doctor, going on with your name, boy. What's this? You have a name change.
Carrick.
I just stop calling you Doctor.
That's his real name? That's his real name?
Nah,
Doctor? Doctor, is your real name, Doctor?
My name is Dr. Phil.
No, well, I say, but I know he put his real name on the show. But all right, welcome, Doctor.
The doctor is in the house, and we are not witnessing Michael Carrick from England. We're witnessing Mikel Carrique from the Basque region of Spain. Okay, so this is the type of football that we as Manchester United fans have been begging for at least a good 2 years, at least 2 to 3 years. I
No,
would say.
15 years.
Ever since Ole left,
Mm-hmm.
I get up
You
with
can't say 2 years. You can't say 2 years. It's been a long. It's been a while. We begging for this kind of performance for years.
Yeah, I would say after
But go ahead.
there were moments under Ole that had us a bit excited, but I have not been this excited in a while, right? So, kudos to Mikel Carrick, aka Michael Carrick, for holding down this fort until the end of the season. Because at the end of the day, we know what these players are capable of doing. But is the right manager, the right coaching staff, the right personnel going to bring it out of them, right? So I've told people, look, a couple of things are going to happen when Ruben Amorim starts. There's going to be a new manager bunks, and the players are going to be up for it. But I think the real test was always going to be today against Fulham, because we know these guys. They're a bunch of criminals, and they can easily show up against the big teams. And so said, so done versus City.
I want you to remember what I was going to say. Stick up it. Somebody said that to me yesterday, and I told them, I don't think this is the real test. I understand we just be up for the big teams. And because Fulham is that kind of team that will give us a low block, you know what the real test is? Playing a low block team away from home, where we don't have the crowd, where they don't have the crowd in the stadium, where they don't have that energy. So to me, the real test is when we play a team like Fulham away. But go ahead.
I get what you're saying, right? But we've known these guys to rise up against the big team. So we beat City, who they weren't playing any real football this season compared to previous seasons. By the end of the day, it's still Manchester City, right? Then we beat Arsenal. Wow. Beating Arsenal away is not for everybody. And lo and behold, we just rocked up. We did the swag surfing for the third goal.
Yeah.
And we walked away with 3 points. And Arsenal was a test. Don't get me wrong. But I think today's test versus Fulham was a slightly bigger test than Arsenal.
Yeah, it was.
Fulham aren't competing for anything in the last couple of years. And this is a side that we would have lost to at home under Ruben Amorim, right? Your Fulhams, your Evertons, your Wolves. We know there's the 5 or 6 teams out there that will rise to your Man City, your Liverpool, your Chelsea, your Tottenham, and maybe 2 or 3 other teams, Arsenal, whatever, right? But then there's the 10 to 12 other teams out there that we could drop bogey points to. Your Wolves, your Everton, your Fulham, Bournemouth, Burnley. I just calling teams that if these teams had a rock up to Old Trafford under Ruben Amorim, you don't know what to expect. Or you know what to expect, but it'll be probably a loss, right? So
Oh yeah.
So let me see what the next couple of games hold. I'm taking it one game at a time. And a lot of rival fans and some Manchester United fans are asking the question if Michael Carrick should be given the job permanently. And I'm saying no. I'm not rushing anything.
Vibes, dog. We are in love again. We are in love. We are back again.
Yes, but true.
We can hurt again.
I ain't gonna tell no lie. I went on a date with a girl late last year, and the first couple of dates she was showing me vibes as well too, on and off the pitch, if you know what I mean. And then lo and behold, she just messaged me out of the blue saying things are not going to work out, and I said, okay, fair enough, I respect your decision. And then it was pure bacchanal. She was talking about, well, that's the kind of guy you are. I said, I'm not going to be pursuing anything, and you just accepted that. You should have fight. I said, I don't have any time for that right now. I'm at peace. You made your decision. I respect it. Boom. Anyway, that's a different conversation for a different time.
Correct.
But I hope you guys kind of get the kind of similar context, right? So,
Well, let me ask you a question.
Yeah,
because I agree with you. You see this, take a game at a time. That is my attitude. Right? I am getting giddy. Don't get me wrong. I get giddy. I enjoying this. I just enjoy it.
You have every right to as a Manchester United fan.
As a fan, right? Because we have been going through. I mean, we struggle to win back-to-back games for almost 2 years. You know what I mean? We have a right to get giddy.
Correct.
But the question is this: if Carrick does well, and doing well is not winning every game because that's ridiculous. That is phenomenal, right? That's beyond. But if Carrick does well, we finish comfortably in the top 4, which I could see we're going to do. At the end of the season comes, since clearly they did not already have a plan, they didn't already have a list that they said. They may say they have a list, but let's be real. When they fired Amarim, they didn't plan on firing Amarim at that point in time. So, if by the end of the season, this energy is there, the players are playing well, the team is performing fairly well, we're in the top 4, what would you say then about keeping Carrick?
I gotta be a slight politician and be like, you know what? He has every right to throw his name into the bag. So whoever is on the list, because Ineos right now are developing a list of hopefully potential United candidates, and Carrick is not on that list. I'll be honest with you, he's not on that list. He's just interim manager for now. But Ineos and Omar Barada and whoever else is in charge of like recruitment, they have probably a short list of maybe 3 or 4 potential.
Who you think is your 3 or 4 potential? Who you think?
Just off the top of my head right now, boy, I won't be surprised if they look to give Luis Enrique a sniff. It's one of those impossible ones, but at the end of the day, if these guys can pulling Ruben Amorim from in the middle of the season in the Portuguese.
What about Jose Mourinho? Is he on your list?
No.
Why?
His name does not even come close to be on my list.
But do you think Jose Mourinho will be a good fit for us right now?
No, but that's not even that shouldn't even be.
That's a good question. I just asking on the board.
No, I like Mourinho, I don't think this board have the balls to go and bring back a Mourinho.
Give me a sec.
And Mourinho, just the chaoticness of Mourinho, I don't think makes sense either.
Yeah, but that was because we had high-profile players at the time, right? Which was Ronaldo. Right?
I understand what happened in the
we
past.
don't have any high-profile players right now.
Mourinho is still chaotic, and the main reason is the brand of football. Mourinho is pragmatic.
He will change the brand, yeah. He will change our style of football. Correct. He will change that style.
That pragmatism. After going through the end of this season with this kind of energy, any manager that we're going to bring in here, like going back to playing pragmatic football, I don't think the fans. I think we feeling that. We ain't gonna feel that. It wouldn't be the first.
Those are the fans. I'm asking you guys. Robbie and Chad, tell me.
Nah. I ain't feeling Jose right now. Then Jose go Real Madrid.
Yeah.
They need him more than us.
He definitely Real Madrid not gonna hire him now because he is their ultimate enemy right now. Ultimate.
But why? But if he kick Real Madrid out at Champions League,
he didn't kick them out there in Champions League, sir, and they actually have them to play again.
Right, exactly. So if they kick him out of Champions League, you don't think he shouldn't be on the top of that candidate list? Come now, man. This man just told you 4 times in a row.
If no,
we gotta get that man.
If no self to do it.
Yeah, no self. Real fans the front,
No, but I'm asking you as.
But I answer
we are all MUFC fans here, right? What is your take as a MUFC fan of Jose Mourinho coming back to coach his side?
No.
I disagree. I think he is exactly what we need right now.
Well,
because we have a lot of young, aspiring players that I think that he will get the best out of. And that's exactly what Anarim was. All right. So today, right? Let me just draw today as an example. Sesko hasn't got much game time, right? We agree on that?
Well, it's a fact.
Sesko hasn't got much game time, right? Sesko got brought on today. Sesko scored a brilliant goal, right? That is minus Sesko. We talking about Amad Diallo, which wasn't playing much under Anarim, right? Correct?
That's right. No, that's wrong. He was there, right? True.
This season,
That was
Ahmad
there,
was
right?
getting plenty play on the left as a wing back.
Yeah. He was there, right? True.
Dorogu was getting play as a left back, which wasn't right. Because he's not a left back.
No,
Right?
we bought him
If
to be
it,
a left
if
back.
it, right.
As Carrick come, Carrick put Dorogu. Where Carrick do put Dorogu? Tell me. Tell me. In the
It's
Man
okay.
City game, right? The Arsenal game last week, right? Where Dorogu play?
You're talking about the benefits of bringing back Jose Mourinho. Let me say,
Right.
forget about Amarin, forget about Carrick. Because both of us say we don't agree with you. So you sell your point about how Jose would benefit this team.
Oh.
No, tell me.
No, we asking you.
All right, so Dorogu not playing left back wasn't a big thing. Because when Carrick came in, Carrick put Dorogu left wing and we won that game. Right? Not so?
But that
Not
was
so?
that was
Not
because
so? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no?
no, but that
We
was
won the game.
no, but that happened because remember he
That because what? Because that happened because what? Because he have sense as a coach to know that he's not a left back.
no, remember we
Aaron was putting Dorogu in left back, and he's
Right,
not a left back.
No,
And
but
that's why we had so much defensive frailties.
right, no, but remember we bought him to be a left back because he was a left back.
He's not a left back.
I know,
We could
but
buy
the
him.
team-
You could do what you want, but he's not a left back.
Yeah, I know.
Not
but
in the
team
Premier
we
League.
bought him
Not in the Premier League. He's not a left back in the Premier League.
Right, but the team that we bought him from, right, he was a left back. And we bought him to play
In that
left wing back.
in that league, not in Premier League, not in the English
Okay,
Premier
but-
League. You cannot be a left back in the English Premier League and you cannot defend. That's crazy.
Well, no, that's not true. Rare people can play left back and can defend. Rare people.
Yeah, but
Rare
we
people
don't have the defense for that. We don't have the defense for that.
No, I
Our
understand, but-
defenders are very, very fragile. And at the point in time, we didn't have Martinez. To me, today, Martinez was the dog. He dogged every tackle. He dogged everything. We didn't have.
Question. You talk about Jose Mourinho. Who else? Because that is a non-starter.
Yeah.
We both not going on and hire Jose Mourinho. He too expensive. Who else you could see on that?
I don't have nobody else. That's my single coach that I think will make a change in the team. I don't have nobody else that I can say, yeah, boy. That coach will.
But boy, you don't really make any sort of like points or bring anything to the table that would suggest Jose Mourinho is the right guy for Manchester.
Tell me a coach that brought a team which was nowhere in Champions League contention to be in the Champions League playoffs. Tell me. What's my argument then? Tell me. You tell me, Michael. You tell me.
But then you see, you can't do that because you remember, right? Real Madrid, right, is not a good team. Despite what anyone says. Real Madrid right now are not a good team. They're not. They are in very disarray. And Jose Mourinho is the perfect coach to disrupt teams that are not in harmony. Look at us. Remember the year when Jose came at Porto and beat us, right? The man rolled up in by us. That was in 2000 and I think that was 7 or 6.
But does that take away from his ability as a coach? Tell me, Robbie, does that take away from his ability as a coach? No, it doesn't. He's a fucking brilliant coach. He's a smart man. He's a brilliant guy.
But that is a one-off match.
It's not one-off. What do you mean a one-off? And he went Champions League with every team.
No, but
Come on, wait a minute.
now.
I try to figure out something here because Jose Mourinho, his portfolio and credentials obviously speak for himself, right? But
Right.
don't you think going for Jose Mourinho is a backward step?
It isn't. It isn't. If the ownership of the team, if the ownership of MUFC actually give a manager a fucking chance, he will get through. But they don't give nobody no chance. They will just after 6 months. Look, all right. How long Aaron was here? How long Aaron was here?
Right, but why? But then who is
No, answer the question. Answer the question. How long Aaron was here?
But then
A couple of months, right? Not even a year.
Yeah, but
Right? Not even a year. If they actually give a coach, they actually own up to the contract will be like a year or 2 years or whatever it is. If they actually, all right, we leaving this man to do whatever he had to do in 2 years or 1 year or whatever it is. They don't ever do that. They will just get a string of bad results and fire the fucking manager. And that is crazy to me. That's crazy.
Right, but what we all seen is that Jose Mourinho, right, is not the coach to bring here right now. He will destroy.
I know what I say. Like we all have our own opinions on that. That's my opinion. I think he is the coach to bring on that. You all can have all your. I say you all can have all your the dispute on that.
I want to shift,
Well,
shift away from the coaching conversation. You brought up a point, and I think we need to touch on it. We started Manchester United starting 11 right now. I think we all knew that Cunha was going to start because Diogo was injured.
Because of how he playing.
Right?
No, because of how he playing. Not because the Urugu was injured. Because of how he playing. But go ahead.
That's that is your opinion. I also think Cunha was going to start regardless. I thought they would have make bench so I'm not disagreeing with you, but it is even easier to start him because you're not there, right? So you don't even have that decision to make. But Sesko, do we agree with Sesko? Because the first touch of the ball, as you cross the ball, Sesko does change the dynamic of our football. There is somebody in the middle that you can cross the ball to.
Yeah, he can cross the ball too. Cause he big. Yeah.
Right? And he had an ability. I was watching. Did you all see the leap when this guy was celebrating? When he was celebrating his goal and he just jumped up in celebration, he was so high above everybody else. I was like, what the hell? This guy's a basketball. Look how high this man jumping. He was
at least you saw it too. But I thought I was the only one that saw it.
You know what I mean?
Nobody didn't like Sesko. I honestly think Sesko is the right player for us right now. But here what's going on? We have so many efficient strikers that it's hard to start him. You know, Mbueno has been phenomenal. And
well, that's my thing. I don't mind having quality on the bench because I always believe we've always had that. So Alex Ferguson always had difference makers to come off the bench. And I don't have a problem, especially when you look at Cunha's form right now, when you look at Mbumo's form right now, when you look at Ahmad's form right now, it'll be an injustice to put them fellas on the bench, in my mind. Right? But we had to do Sesko had to get some playing time, boy, because that guy, I don't know. So talk to me, Robbie and Phil. Because we know J-Bon like me, he finds Sesko is a hot man. Talk to me. What do you think about this?
let me hear all your opinion.
I like having options. I like having options. I like having options. But that you can bring off the bench and the guy came and scored the winning goal. That's what I like. You know, because that has been our strength from before. We used to have guys come off the bench. And within our past 2-3 years.
So what about Diallo benching? You think you'll bench Diallo?
Let me talk now, gosh boy. No.
Bench Diallo to do what? Start Sesko? No. I wouldn't do that.
No, because but that is why you have a team. That's why you have a squad. it's whoever running, whoever playing good could play, you know. And thing is, right, even if you have the front three, right, of you have Cunha, you have Umbremo, and you have Ahmad.
Ahmad.
And even when Togo comes back, the fact that you have these 6, 7 players to rotate around, that can only be good for us, you know. I mean, I don't mind because yeah, it works when you have
On
no.
that Carrick, yeah, we could do that on that Carrick.
Mm.
But to go back to where I think most, if not all, Manchester United fans saw Cunha starting because Dorgu was injured, right? If Dorgu was not injured, Dorgu would have been starting today because at the end of the day, we saw consistency in the starting lineup from Man City to Arsenal, and it would have been the same today if Dorgu was starting, right? But then, and Mbeumo being in really good form up top, scoring in his last 2 matches, he would have cemented his place as like the number 9 up top. So by process of elimination, you will obviously look to start Cunha on the right side, on the left side, sorry, and Ahmad on the left, right?
Mm.
But then there are points in time where Cunha was getting a bit frustrated and he wasn't getting the football, so then he drifted out into the middle and even sometimes swapped wings with Ahmad, but only for a little time because you don't want all your players roaming free. Kind of makes the chemistry in the team a bit disjointed, right? So I would my thing on Sesko is that Sesko doesn't give me that as yet. My last 2 words, as yet, because I see the potential in Sesko, but he doesn't give me that bullyish, aggressive type of tall number 10, tall number 9 type of striker as yet, right? So, but as you guys mentioned, having options off of the bench is something that we have been craving for a while because in the last couple of seasons we've been hit with injury, right? So having good options to come off of the bench and make a difference as well too, right, is something that good teams are. These are things that will help good teams become better teams and then go on to win trophies as well too, right? Because let's be real, there are 3 teams fighting for Champions League for the next couple of games. Well, not even next couple of games, for the rest of the season. Us, Liverpool, Chelsea, right? So with regards to Sesko, I'm not going to start him yet, and Mbeumo hasn't placed the foot wrong per se. I like how Carrick is using him, 1 on the field and 2 substituting him because at the end of the day, Mbeumo came straight from AFCON and then went straight into the United team. I think he got very little rest, but having Mbeumo come on and then play for like maybe up to 65, 70 minutes is good, right? So, and then Sesko being able to run a tired defense in the next few games is what we like to see as well. But Sesko doesn't give me that oomph as yet. He's not bullying anybody. He's not aggressive. He almost scored when he came on.
Yeah.
By the end of the day, I want the best for Sesko, right? So,
Yeah. I know that.
Where President Chad gone though?
Now you're on the phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So but yeah, I like the fact that we have options. I just like the fact that how we can bring on this guy, bring on Sesko, we can bring on Mane if you have to. What I want to see is more of the guys coming around. I want to see more of the other players contributing, in the goals now. I like the fact that how the team right now, the team, and everyone playing. The fact that we are Luke Shaw playing, right, and the man playing, which is a baffling thing to me. You know, because you know how I love Luke Shaw. You know, I love Luke Shaw
Luke
like
Shaw
how
was terrible. Luke Shaw was terrible today.
right. But I'm saying is that the guy has been playing football. You understand me?
Yeah, but he was terrible today. He didn't.
But thing is that the team has been playing very consistently. You know, ever since Kai came in, the whole team has been performing. Even Dallo performing. Even Dallo performing. You understand? So I mean, the man getting a tune out of everybody. So you know, I like the fact that the team right now performing that we have options off the bench. You understand that there's no more like teams can't just decide, well, we are just Manchester and we are just, shit. You understand? There's no more armor and ball, there's no more 3-5 whatever, weird formation now.
You know,
No more.
two things I got. Two things I got to address as well.
Mm.
This is a joke. This is a joke. We should sack Carrick, hire Amarim, and then sack Amarim again for the criminal offenses that he has put us through for the last probably 18 months. Hire Amarim and then sack him the next day just for that one. And two, I think we got to talk more about Kobe Manu. We were led to believe by Amarim that the only reason Kobe Manu cannot get any start is because he's playing the same position as Bruno Fernandes.
No. And he proved that today. He proved that
since Man City Derby.
Correct.
Derby. How are you telling me that Kobe Manu is a guarantee? How he goes from a guaranteed starter under Ten Hag and helping us to?
He proved that today that he's more than just a CM. He's a CDM that could be a potential threat because he would defend, he would tackle, he would do all the things that you need a CDM to do. But he could also provide very good assistance, and we saw that with the goals. We saw that with the goals.
Well, Kobe Manu, I think, is going to slowly get a creative spark about him because I saw him today trying to be creative, and it's not something Kobe Manu is known for. Kobe Manu is known for like dropping his shoulder and linking up play.
No, he's a young player, so he have to get experience and all them things that would only come with match time. And then Anarim wasn't given him much time, and that's the problem.
It's funny. It's funny how you go back to Ten Hag. Ten Hag was holding back Amad Diallo. You fast forward Amarim. Ruben Amarim was giving Amad Diallo a lot of match time, but was holding back Kobe. And look how Michael Carrick is giving both of them a chance to express themselves.
And that's the thing with managers. When you change our manager, the people just have different philosophies. And people have where they perceive a player and what they perceive a player's traits are. And clearly, I don't think he didn't think Kobe was a good player. I think he was being honest. He felt that Bruno needed to be next to the CDM, box to box, and that is the only position Kobe could play. Now, do I personally, I think he was wrong, right? I think he should have been putting Kobe and Bruno into the team, right? But that is where Amarin thought. Clearly, Carrick has come in now, and he has found a way to get the best, most consistent players in the team, in the starting 11, every starting 11. And kudos to him for doing that. And as much as we may be waiting for another manager, that is always the risk you take. With a new manager, you don't know. He may come and be like, I ain't really feeling this guy, you know what I mean? And we might love him.
I make a controversial. My hot take is that we as fans, I think 95% of the time, know what's best for the players, not the manager. Because We've seen how these players play week in, week out for X amount of years, right? If the new manager then all of a sudden does something different now what we perceive these players are capable of doing, and it does not work, it kind of proves our point, right? But if the manager comes in and does what these players are capable, are put these players in positions for them to grow and to advance Manchester United to become on the same level as, like, unfortunately, your Arsenals and City, then it kind of also proves our point as well too, right? Because at the end of the day, as much as Ahmad was doing well as the right wing back in a 3-5-2 formation under Ruben Amorim, Ahmad can definitely be, his capabilities are better used in a more advanced position, right? I would rather have Ahmad spend about 60 to 70% attacking opposition players than defending, right? But I think he was doing a bit of both, like 50-50 under Amorim, and that's good. That's good. And he did well at it, right? By the end of the day, I'd rather him spend more time attacking, right? Bruno being in the number 10. I think everybody can see that he is a central attacking midfielder, not a deep line playmaker. A central attacking midfielder, the number 10. And that is where Bruno excels at, right? So kudos to Carrick for also seeing that as well. But you know what? I also got to big up the likes of before Michael Carrick was appointed manager. You know who was holding on the fort in the defense was Aiden Heaven, right? Aiden Heaven did pretty well, was pretty solid. I got charges down late. Anyway, let me get replacement late. Yeah, Aiden Heaven was doing well for us in the absence of your Delit, Maguire. And you know what? He's a name that we haven't heard in a while, but I wish that he could get some playing time. Unfortunately, he may not because we only have one game for the rest of the season. So that's unfortunate, right? But should we make the Champions League come next season? I'm very confident that we will. I definitely would want to see Aiden Heaven more involved in matches, in your FA Cup, your Carabao Cup, even coming on in a Champions League appearance every now and then, right? So, but kudos to Aiden Heaven as well. And even Joshua Zirkzee, right? Joshua Zirkzee, I think he's not a bad player. I like him, right? He's a good option to come off the bench as well, too. Right?
And we haven't seen what he could do in this present setup.
Correct.
I think Zirkzee could actually, may not necessarily score a lot of goals, but I could definitely see him influencing play in a positive way in this present setup.
Yeah,
I think he brings more to the football game than Sesko, you know, because Zirkzee will also bring some physicality, some little skill here and there, and he can also use both feet as well too, right? So,
what Sesko brings that nobody else brings is that striker, that pinpoint, cross the ball, to ahead, in the box. You know, Sesko brings that because that's what he is. And as long as he keeps finishing, you know, if he came on and the first touch of the ball didn't hit the post but went in, you know, as long as he keeps doing that, he has a place on this team. Because I think we have people that could cross the ball. We play to our strengths. So I'm not upset with us playing to our strengths. We play to our strengths. But as soon as we could really continue, we just had to continue having options. And Sesko is an option I like that we have.
True.
So next up is Spurs. Now Spurs, not so much Spurs, but you see that coach, you see Frank. That man has been problems for us ever since he came up with Brentford. You understand? So I don't know. Obviously, we feeling confident. We should be feeling confident after the performances. But Spurs, look what Spurs did to City
Yeah, but
at
it's
home
Spurs.
today.
It's Spurs. It's Spurs. It's only Spurs, man.
I'm not worried, I'm not saying I'm worried. All I'm saying is
No.
what I like is every game for Michael Carrick has been a test.
Yes. Yeah.
He came in, it was the derby.
Mm.
The next game was top of the league, Arsenal.
Mm.
The next game was our first low block team. And now the next game is another challenge in a coach that has had a lot of success against Manchester United.
Mm.
Even though his time at Spurs is kind of up and down, Spurs doing really good in Champions League. They're just not doing very good in the league. They also don't really have a great record at home, and we playing them at home. So, but we have to, every game, he has to get this team to keep playing at a certain level. Because we haven't had an easy game yet. Anybody who bounced there and thought Fulham was going to be an easy game, clearly not watching the league and not watching the football. Fulham ain't no easy team to play. And the Spurs is also going to be tricky. So, we haven't had an easy game as yet, but Carrick has stepped up, the players have stepped up, and we as fans have to, you see that energy? When Cunha scored and you saw all of those players come in and encouraging him to do the dance and doing the dance, you know who's responsible for that? You watching this program and me. We as fans keeping that energy, keeping the memes and the positivity alive on social media. We feed the team. Don't feel players that just say when negative things come up, players be like, nah, I know what social media. Nah, I'm not taking on any noise. Lies. I am telling you, players always watching social media. Always taking on the noise. And we have just as much a part to play in this resurgence as Carrick and the players. And we had to keep that energy up. We had to keep that energy up. We had to stay positive. We had to keep the energy. Even if we get a bad result in between, we had to keep that energy up and feed that energy to the players so they could continue to go out there and perform and show up and do stuff that, for us to be impressed.
Yeah, true. But it's only Spurs. You know why I say it's only Spurs? Because all Spurs had to do today, right, was lose the game. All they had to do was just lose the game, and they couldn't even do that. Spurs.
Why wanted Spurs to lose the game? For City to keep pressure on Arsenal?
Correct. I want to see Arsenal bubble just now. I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see the breakdown. I want to see the guys and them flip out. Now, I have always said, right, from since early, I still believe that Arsenal are going to win the league. I believe that. But what I want to see, I want to see the fans and the team start to quake and have cold sweats. I want to see
Let me be real. One of two things gonna happen. You know how you got your if something happens, then this. If not, then this.
Yeah.
Here's what happened. Let's say Arsenal wins the league. What will happen? Nobody will care. I will say, well, you know what's coming up? The World Cup. Let's focus on the World Cup. Nobody will give two shits about Arsenal winning a league. World Cup season is here. We're all focusing on the World Cup. Who are you supporting for World Cup? Who could be the top goal scorer at World Cup? The teams that qualify for World Cup. Which jersey looks the best? To get a little bit distracted, I just came back from Panama, and Panama has this black and gold jersey that is sold out in the entire country. And I was trying to get it, impossible to get it, and it looks silly crazy. Anyway, so that is if Arsenal wins the Premier League. If Arsenal does not win the Premier League and they bottle it, and let's just say Manchester City wins it, nobody going to care about Manchester City winning because we're all going to focus on one team bottling it. Can you imagine the levels that social media will rise to if Arsenal bottle it for the fourth time in a row?
Mm-hmm.
Forget World Cup. Fuck that. World Cup got to win. Social media levels will go through the roof.
Yes.
I don't have the confidence Robert has. I think Arsenal opportunity to win the league was last year, and they bottled it. And I think they are perennial bottlers. Now, if they do win, the good thing is they're going to keep Mikel Arteta, and they're going to keep playing shit football.
Yeah.
So that's a positive because they ain't winning it back to back. Trust me. But I also feel they just may not win.
No.
And they may not be able to fire him either because of what he's doing in the Champions League and stuff right now. So we'll see. But who cares? I like the questions from Hex. And just touch on some of them questions before we wrap it up.
This Hex first time seeing the channel?
Yeah, correct.
Welcome, welcome, buddy. Where are you? Where are you tuning in from? I must ask. Obviously, the YouTube site.
Let us know where you're from and make sure and like, subscribe, and share. So, 3 big games coming up. He's right about that. Newcastle, Villa, Liverpool. How many points can we take from that? This Newcastle team, in my opinion, has lost something. This Newcastle team is not the Newcastle. I've been watching a few of their games, and I don't know. I don't know if it's just Bruno. They're Bruno in the midfield because he's not there. But that team, I think we will beat Newcastle easy. I ain't worried about Newcastle. I ain't worried about Villa either. Villa started off the season in relegation. They catch form. They went on an unbeaten run. But the football not impressing me. I'm not afraid of Villa. Team to be concerned about out of that 3 for me is Liverpool.
I am the total opposite. Where
that's now. And the same way we raise our game against City, come on. You know we're going to be excited about going and smacking the Liverpoolians around the place. You understand? So I think we could win all them games.
Nice.
Go ahead, Phil.
So it's Newcastle and Liverpool. I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about Liverpool because Liverpool have this guy in the defense called Virgil van Dijk, right? And the aura he gives,
his best days have gone.
Correct.
The aura he gives while playing football, I mean, their so-called leader and making excuses when he is a piss poor defender this season. Oh my gosh, I'm looking forward to playing Liverpool. Aston Villa is slightly, obviously, Aston Villa is a notch above Fulham, and they will give us a run for their money, for our money. Sorry, Unai Emery, I rate as a coach. So I'm worried about Villa, but then also Newcastle. Newcastle were hot last season, and all of a sudden they just dropped off, like somewhere after like October, November. Their striker, Waldemade, whatever his name is, Nick Waldemade.
Yeah.
Yeah, he started off a little bit hype, similar to Ekitike at Liverpool, but he never was consistent, right? And I saw Newcastle versus Liverpool yesterday. Oh my gosh, I saw the highlights. They look like an absolute mess. Absolute mess. So disjointed, no chemistry. And to answer Simon's question of how many points we're going to get, 9 would be ideal. I would take a draw versus Villa. So if we get 3-3 plus 1 is 7 points, I would be happy. If we get all 9 points, I would be totally happy as well, because there's something different about this Manchester United team under Carrick that you weren't seeing under Ruben Amorim. Yeah, you can say obviously the system change and players are playing in their rightful position, and then some players are getting play. Yeah, that's all true. But there's something about the swagger and the connection that certain players are having in the team right now that we weren't seeing under Ruben Amorim. I think under Amorim, you're seeing like a lot of like individualistic performances. Let's put it that way, right? Now we're playing more as a football team, and you know you're doing a good job when rival fans and other like commentators and pundits are like, shit, is Manchester United back, right? So yeah, I'm not worried about Liverpool for the reason I just mentioned, and I also mentioned another reason where President Chad mentioned it's a big game. It's a big game. We know these criminals will rise to the big game, right? So I'm not worried about that, right? I don't know if Robert thinks he is that same way as me or President Chad, but you can have the floor now. So yeah.
No. I understand. Because I did say when we beat City, right? Are they gonna show up? And then we beat Arsenal, and then I did ask, are you gonna show up against Fulham? And then we showed up. So now I am here. I am back in love again. So I am prepared to be hurt. Carrick at the wheel, give Carrick the job, right? We are going to win the league. We are going to win the league. We're going to go unbeaten. We're going to beat mark my words. We're going to beat every team. Everybody getting beat from now on. We are going to win the league. We are going to come from behind and then pass Arsenal.
I'm going to put a Twilight scenario there. And I hope it don't come true. Man, you could imagine Carrick goes on a crazy run. Whether he wins all the games or not.
No, he is.
This ownership decides, yeah, thanks very much getting us back in the Champions League, but we're going on hire another coach.
Nah, I would try to suck the don't do that, President Chad. Don't do that.
Somebody else in the league was like, hey, Carrick, come and take this job. And go and mash up the Premier League next season with another team. Let me tell you something,
Spurs?
The only reason Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did not take another job and still has not taken another job is because of his love for Manchester United. Do not think top teams did not call Ole after seeing what he did with us. And don't think because Carrick's title is still interim that there are not teams in England and outside looking at Manchester United right now and telling themselves, hey, you see this guy here?
Yeah.
We have to see if we can hire this guy. We cannot. And Michael Carrick is not Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He is not going to be like, well, they didn't give me the job. I would just stay home. No, Palos.
He's gone.
We love the coach. He is going to take our next job. So we need to sort that shit out.
If Robert says that we're gonna go on an unbeaten run from now to the end of the season, and we do accomplish that, or let's say we in the rest of the games we have in the season we draw 2, or we just maybe lose 1 game and we win the rest. Mark my word, I will find some way to come to Trinidad. We'll find some way to come to Trinidad and buy you a dinner or buy you a lunch. No, this is no joking. I will. I actually think that is possible. I actually think just playing once a week, having the core team fit, having people hungry, having the World Cup, people wanting to prove themselves. Cunha wants to be in that England team. Meno wants to, in that Brazilian team. Meno wants to be on that England team. All of these things, you talk about a perfect storm.
Yeah.
I think there's a perfect convergence of events that is going to produce. I don't think this team going to dip. We know these players can hang it up when they want on any given day, on any given Sunday. We know that. But I see this team fighting and running hard every game from now till the end of the season. And it's not just going to be for Carrick. And it's not just going to be for us and for the badge. They, with their own personal agendas and stuff as well. Who have contracts, renewals, good. You know what I mean? A lot of stuff. Look, we still playing Harry Maguire. We haven't given him a new contract yet. I saw Harry telling himself, I need to score a few goals. Yes, I need to score a few goals between now and the end of the season. You know what I mean? Men personally motivated as well.
I think also this being Casemiro's last season could also.
He wants to, He wants to go out on a high.
Kobe Mainoo is fighting hard for that place in England, and he has not put. He gave away the ball twice today, but other than that, man, he's been really good in that deep line playmaker position for us in the last 3 games, right? So I really hope it's not too late for him to go on the plane, coming to North America this summer, right? I really hope it's not too late, but if he stays injury free and Manchester United goes, because I think the Manchester City game and the Arsenal game were 2 of his best performances for the season, right? But should we go on an unbeaten run and our players stay fit and they stay hungry? Casemiro's last season with us, Lissandro Martinez just being solid in the defense, Kobe Mainoo trying to make that England squad, Bruno playing in the number 10. I just can't see why. And I'm not saying we're going to go unbeaten, right? But I can see why you guys would say that. Then that's what I'm saying, right? So
yeah, imagine Manchester United play Liverpool, and the world's most expensive midfielder lays an egg, and Kobe Mainoo shows up big. All the pundits talking about the Mainoo show after Manchester versus Liverpool. I mean, come on, you wanna put yourself in conversation to get into a World Cup team.
Exactly.
You understand? Those are the kind of fixtures against those kind of opposition that you could do it. So these guys motivated, and we'll see how it goes.
And it's only 1 game a week as well, so players players are
men can rest, men can recharge.
Yeah. So we have a lot of tests ahead of us, right? A lot of tests, right? So let's see how this team does, right?
And I really love, before we shut it down, I really love Carrick's demeanor on the side.
Unfazed.
He just, I don't know, he have I really figure out how to put it into words yet, but I just like his demeanor. I just like his presence on the side.
I know what it is. This reminds me of when Real Madrid hired Zidane, right? Zidane was the man for Real Madrid, and he came. The guy can't coach, but he just knows how to get players to perform. And Carrick seems like our Zidane. You know how we were trying so hard to hire Zidane? I think we have found our Zidane. We have found him, and he's Michael Carrick. These guys are performing.
I tell him guys that since before the first game, since before we play, City.
Yeah.
I've been telling guys that Zidane was coaching the B team.
Yeah.
Zidane was doing nothing as far as being a high level coach. But if it's one thing, there are clubs in this world where culture means maybe a lot more than tactics. And Manchester United and Real Madrid are 2 of those clubs. I actually think Chelsea is one of those clubs as well.
Like does
because
what?
That where culture, the culture of the club means more than tactics. You could bring in a real good tactician, but if he is not, a Manchester United fit into the culture, he is not going to get the best out of the team. This is just something I'm observing. There's something untangible that Carrick brings, and I think is that culture, that Manchester United culture, that it just infuses the players when they get here, and it's hard to put it into words, but Carrick
Nah,
has it. And I think we cannot just look for a coach that is a tactician. We also have to look for a coach that could fit into the United way, as we used to call it. Now, everybody's version of the United way might be totally different. Eh? All three of us might say three totally different answers for what the United way is. But wherever it is, we need a manager with that.
well, I think all of us can agree that the United way part of the United way is working hard and believing not only in yourself but the players around you. I think that's
And
part.
attacking football.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Attacking football.
Again, I will mention that I have no shame in where I have watched over Dorgan and Konya's goal at least a good 60 times now.
Yeah.
Does it live rent free in my head? Yes. I have no shame in saying that because all the stick I was getting from Arsenal fans.
Mm-hmm.
And now all of a sudden
They're quiet.
they can't find me all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
But I have no damn shame. I will put it on my TV even when this podcast finishes. Just gonna watch the highlights of Arsenal again. Anyway.
People,
Who we got next? Spurs? Sorry?
yeah, Spurs next week.
All right, perfect.
Drink responsibly and have a good week.
Yes, sir.
Remember, Red Devils, we don't die. We multiply.
Let's get it.